Hi, I'm Monty Carter, Principal Architect for zDeploy. Today I'd like to talk about imaging. Imaging is the process with which you capture all the information from the hard drive of a fully configured computer for distribution or backup purposes. There are a lot of configuration steps that must be performed to properly configure a new computer for an end user in an organization. These steps often include installing an operating system, installing applications, and configuring settings for those operating systems and applications that have been installed. To perform these steps on the computer for every user in an organization would take a great deal of time and is unnecessary. Instead, what we can do is perform these steps manually one time and then make what we call an image of the hard drive on this new fully configured computer. With an image, every single bit of information on a hard drive is captured and stored in a file on another computer. Once an image has been created, we can perform this operation in reverse on a different computer. The result is a second computer with identical settings and configuration of the first computer. This process can be repeated as many times as necessary to deploy an entire fleet of identical computers. As I stated earlier, an image can also be used for backup purposes. The idea in this case is to capture all the information on a computer, not for distribution purposes, but rather for a contingency plan if an upgrade, refresh, or other changes to a computer fail, or otherwise produce unwanted results. This way, we can simply copy the backup image back to the original hard drive, resulting in a computer that is in the exact state it was in before we started making changes. At zDeploy, we provide automated deployment services. With our services, we extensively use imaging with our deployment process. We use imaging for both distribution and for backup. This is particularly useful for computer refreshes where a user's computer needs to be upgraded to a new operating system. In this case, we can take a backup image of the computer before we proceed with the upgrade process. Then, we use an image for distribution to refresh the user's computer with the new operating system. If for some reason the upgrade fails, or the user realizes something critical is missing from their new environment that can't be provided within a reasonable time frame by the IT department, we can simply revert their computer to the old environment by applying the backup image that we created before performing the upgrade. And the user is back up and running in no time. So, now you know a little bit more about computer imaging and can consider using backup images within your own organization's automated deployment process.